Visual stress is one of the conditions that happens to many people, and 50% of dyslexics have visual stress symptoms.
There are lots of straightforward ways that we can help with visual stress. One of the confusing things about visual stress is that people can't decide what to call it. So whilst I call it visual stress, you might hear people call it Meares-Irlen Syndrome, or Irlen Syndrome, or Scotopic Sensitivity Syndrome, or pattern blur. They're all the same thing, and if you come to us we can help you to find the best way of improving things for yourself. So what might it be like to have visual stress? Well, it's different for each individual, but often I hear people talking about print blurring when they're looking at words and letters that can be moving around a lot on the page. The print can fade out, or they might see colours appearing in the text, and all of this is quite uncomfortable, so it might lead to headaches, feeling sick, and often you'd find yourself rubbing your eyes and finding it really quite difficult to concentrate on the important things that you're looking at. Of course, it's not just reading, but anything that's visually distracting can become a problem as well in everyday life. Visual stress can affect people of all ages, not just children. It's very common. About 1 in 5 children are affected by visual stress, and of course it's much more common in dyslexia, with about half of the people with dyslexia at least having visual stress. And whilst at school it can cause great difficulties with learning to read and write, then adults can struggle with it as well when they're doing work on the computer or when they're doing other things that are particularly demanding on their eyes.
My concentration has gone up loads. I can actually sit down at a piece of work and carry on with it for over an hour quite comfortably, whereas before I'd lose concentration within about 5 minutes.
If you came in for a visual stress assessment to see if we could help you with your reading, then we would have a look at the way that the eye muscles work and your eyes move around as you read and as they focus when you're looking at things. We'd also look at different colours, first of all over a page of print, to see if different colour can make things easier to read. And we've got a special machine called a colorimeter where we can show lots of different shades of colour to find the precise colour that can be best for your reading.
These tests need to be done by an expert optometrist who knows how to look for them, because they can have a normal eye test and that can be perfectly normal. You can have a healthy eye, but you can still have the problems with visual stress which affects reading.
What I love about being an optometrist is that I can really make a difference to people's lives. And there's nothing better than when somebody comes back in and says how much better they found things to be, either the comfort on the computer screen or that suddenly they can read in a way they'd never managed before.
Pop them in your case now.
It's been great to see the increase in reading speed with Mabel's coloured glasses, and it's fantastic that she's now reading for pleasure because she's enjoying it.
It's just absolutely amazing to be able to see Mabel read and to know that a small piece of coloured lens can make such a difference to her life, to go from not being able to concentrate very well on books to reading a whole book.
I have met Andrew, who works as an optometrist in this practice, and I'm very impressed with the work that he has done to help children and adults who have visual stress symptoms.
Is it better with that one? Better without it?
Better with. If you're studying and finding it quite hard to read, definitely get checked out, because I only found out in my final year, but had I got sorted beforehand it would have made a huge difference.
So we can see from the people that we've heard from today that a conventional pair of glasses isn't necessarily all that you need to see the best that you can. So if there's any hint of you having difficulties with reading, whether it's a dyslexia problem or just discomfort when you're looking at words and difficulty in reading as well as you think you might, then it'd be worth you making an appointment to have a full visual stress assessment.